Very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Let us begin the bulletin with the top headlines. India and Poland sign agreement to enhance cooperation in agriculture sector. Poland reaffirms support for India's bid for NSG and UNSC membership. Delegation-level talks between India and Cyprus today, visiting President Nicos and Anastasiades to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Several agreements to be signed. Supreme Court says no justification to suspend operation of Onlokpal Act. Act's attempt for amendment cannot halt the execution of law. India successfully test fires in intermediate-range ballistic missile Agni 3. It has a strike range of over 3,000 kilometers. And PV Sindhu sails into the quarterfinals of Badminton Asia Championship. Will take on China's He Bingjiao in the last 8 match today. Now, Poland has assured India of its support in New Delhi's bid for a membership in the elite NSG or the Nuclear Suppliers Group and a permanent seat in the expanded United Nations Security Council. This was conveyed by Polish Prime Minister Beata Szydło to Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari when the two leaders met at Warsaw to discuss issues of bilateral and mutual interest. The two nations also signed an agreement in the field of agriculture.
India and Poland on Thursday agreed to take their strong bilateral relationship to a higher level. Union Minister Giriraj Prasad Singh and Polish Agriculture Minister Krzysztof Jurgiel signed an MOU to deepen the bilateral ties in the field of agriculture. The move is expected to provide a framework for identifying specific areas for deeper cooperation.
We feel that there is much scope for our cooperation in sectors like food processing, solar energy, clean coal, treatment of wastewater, and solid waste, where Polish expertise can find opportunities in the rapidly growing Indian market.
The two countries also underscored the need to adopt a comprehensive and principled stance against terrorism. India also appreciated the support extended by Poland in this regard on several international forums.
I appreciate the support extended by Poland to India's membership of Missile Technology Control Regime and India's appreciation for the membership of the Nuclear Suppliers Group. We are happy to have Poland's support for India's claim for permanent membership of an expanded UN Security Council. I thank you, Prime Minister.
Poland also appreciated India's growing influence and economic progress. It is focusing on the areas of defense, mining and civil aviation for enhancing cooperation with India. India is a major investor in Poland, which is its largest trading partner in Central Europe. Indian investments in Poland amount to around $3 billion and Polish investments in India touch $600 million. Indian students are also visiting Poland to pursue professional and higher education. In the latter half of 2017, Poland will witness celebration of Indian festivals in several cities to showcase Indian culture.
India and Poland reviewed a wide gamut of bilateral ties. The two countries also decided to step up cooperation in the field of agriculture. This visit is expected to give fillip and new impetus to the India-Poland relations. Reporting from Warsaw with camerapersons Sanjay and Anirban and with inputs from Amrita Rai, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha television.
And Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari also addressed a business summit in Warsaw on Thursday. He highlighted that the goods and services tax reform will make India a unified market with all the states offering an identical tax environment. He also asserted that India and Poland can enhance cooperation in the field of education. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari addressed the industry and business representatives from Poland and India in Warsaw on Thursday in the presence of Polish Prime Minister Beata Szydło and Mateusz Morawiecki, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Economic Development and Finance of Poland. Vice President Ansari stressed that there was a strong global confidence in the India story, with a surge in foreign direct investments which reached over $50 billion in 2016.
Today, Poland is India's largest economic partner in Central Europe, with bilateral trade that has grown to $2.8 billion in the year 2016. This strong economic interaction between our two countries is an indicator of the growing economic strengths of our two countries and economies.
Emphasizing on the cooperation in the education sector, he noted that India's youth are eager to seek educational opportunities that Poland offers.
We already have some 2,500 Indian students in Poland. These students add to the resources of Poland's distinguished universities and will act as a bridgehead for our future engagements.
Vice President Ansari also stressed that as the Polish business looks for markets and business opportunities beyond Europe, India is a natural destination. India and Poland have already identified possible opportunities in sectors like food processing, mining, aerospace and defence.
Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari also highlighted several initiatives of the government like Make in India, Skill India and Digital India that present a wide array of opportunities for the Polish companies. Both the countries have set a target to double their bilateral trade by the end of year 2018. And this economic engagement can further strengthen the bilateral ties between India and Poland. Reporting from Warsaw, with camera persons Sanjay and Anirban and with inputs from Amrita Rai, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Now, calling his ongoing Poland visit very productive, Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari said that he would go back to India on a positive note. Addressing the Indian diaspora in Poland, the Vice President underlined the potential in various fields where the two sides can cooperate and enhance their relationship. Appreciating the contribution of Indians, he said that the Indian community in Poland contributes immensely in enriching Indo-Polish relations. The reception was hosted by Ambassador of India in Poland, Ajay Bisaria, where the Vice President interacted with the Indian community based in various Polish cities. On to some other news now. Well, during his ongoing 5-day India visit, now Cyprus President Nicos Anastasiades will today receive a ceremonial reception at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. This will be followed by a wreath laying at the Samadhi of Mahatma Gandhi at Rajghat. There are important meetings on his itinerary for the day. A call on by External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, Nicos will meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Pranab Mukherjee. The two sides will also engage in the delegation-level talks, and exchange of agreements and press statements are also expected. Remember, Nicos arrived in Mumbai on Wednesday. This is the first visit of India of President Anastasiades, who is being accompanied by the Ministers of Finance, Energy, Transport and Agriculture on his visit. On Thursday, he addressed a business forum in the national capital and talked about India-Cyprus economic relations. Now, the schemes that aim to connect all of India by air, UDAN, was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Shimla on Thursday. The scheme aims to make flights available to the common man at affordable prices.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the first UDAN flight from Shimla to New Delhi on Thursday. Flagging off the maiden flight from Shimla's Jubarhati Airport, the Prime Minister said close to 70 new airports will be connected by flights in the country over the next 1 year under the scheme.
हमने एक ऐसी नीति लाए हैं जिसमें मध्यम वर्ग का सामान्य मानवी भी हवाई यात्रा कर सकता है। अगर टैक्सी किराए का खर्चा 8 रुपया 10 रुपया किलोमीटर का होता है, दिल्ली पहुंचने में 8-9 घंटे लग जाते हैं, हवाई जहाज में किलोमीटर का 6-7 रुपया लगेगा और 1 घंटे में पहुंच जाएगा।
The Prime Minister also simultaneously flagged off regional connectivity scheme flights on the Kadapa-Hyderabad and Nanded-Hyderabad sectors through video conferencing. He also announced that the next flight to take off under the scheme will operate on the Mumbai-Nanded sector.
इस देश की जो सुविधाएं अमीरों को प्राप्त हैं वो मेरे देश के गरीब को भी मिलनी चाहिए। जो सामान्य व्यक्ति हवाई चप्पल पहन करके घूमता है वो मुझे हवाई जहाज में दिखना चाहिए, ये मेरा सपना।
Under UDAN, 5 airlines will operate on 128 routes connecting 70 airports, including 45 unserved and underserved airports across the country. UDAN flights will connect airports spread across more than 20 states and union territories, making air travel affordable by capping fares at 2,500 rupees per seat per hour.
इस एक साल में 30 नए जोड़ने का इरादा लेकर के हम काम कर रहे हैं। 70 साल में 70, एक साल में 30।
Airline companies operating under the scheme are Air India subsidiary Alliance Air, SpiceJet, Air Deccan, Air Odisha and Turbo Megha. UDAN is a key component of the National Civil Aviation Policy, which was released by the Ministry of Civil Aviation on June 15, 2016. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Time for a very short break here. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back after the break. Now an update on the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, and the authorities of the state have now imposed restrictions under section 144 in Kralpura, Treham, Lalpura, Sogam and Kupwara areas following the stone pelting incident on Thursday. Remember, following the terrorist attack on the army camp in Kupwara on Thursday, protesters in Kralpura area had pelted stones and had clashed with the security forces. One person was killed in the clashes. Meanwhile, security forces recovered 3 AK rifles along with other arms and ammunition from the 2 terrorists who were gunned down. Officials said that a 3rd terrorist managed to escape under the cover of the darkness. No terrorist outfit has so far claimed responsibility for the attack so far. 3 soldiers, including a captain, were martyred in the attack on army camp on Thursday.
Terrorists targeted an army camp in Kashmir's Kupwara district on Thursday, killing at least 3 soldiers, including an army captain. The officer has been identified as Captain Ayush Yadav. 5 soldiers were also injured. 2 suspected Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists were killed in retaliatory action by security forces. The terrorists reportedly sneaked into the army camp after cutting the fencing.
The area was very small. It is not from one end to the other end. This garrison, being big, has many entries. So the terrorists were pushed to move out immediately out of the garrison by accurate fire from all directions.
Condemning the attack, Jammu and Kashmir's Deputy Chief Minister Nirmal Singh assured a befitting reply to Pakistan for trying to ruin the atmosphere in the valley.
हम कंडेम करते हैं बड़ी सख्ती से, और जो शहीद हुए हैं उनको श्रद्धांजलि भेंट करते हैं। पाकिस्तान जिस तरीके से उसके डेस्परेट उसके अटेम्प्ट्स रहती हैं और लगातार वो एक जंग जो है उसने छेड़ी हुई है और कश्मीर में यहाँ के हालात खराब करने के लिए, और हर जो है वो कोशिश कर रहा है, लेकिन उसमें कामयाब नहीं होगा। उसकी ये जो कायराना हरकतें हैं उसको बाज आना चाहिए इसमें।
Soon after the attack, clashes between protesters and security forces erupted in Kralpura area of Kupwara district. The angry mob pelted stones at police and security personnel who retaliated by firing tear gas shells.
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के लिए हमारे जो ट्रूप्स हैं, ऑफिसर्स हैं, जवान हैं, वो तैयार हैं और वो ट्रेंड हैं और हमारे पास इक्विपमेंट भी है। जब भी और उसमें हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये रहता है कि रिस्ट्रेन किया जाए, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रिस्ट्रेंट हो और जो हमारा रिस्पांस है वो इफेक्टिव हो। तो एक बैलेंस हम बनाते हैं रिस्ट्रेन और इफेक्टिवनेस से, और उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव ये रहता है कि यहाँ पे शांति रहे।
Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir police has arrested separatist leader Asiya Andrabi under the Public Safety Act. Andrabi is alleged to be the main separatist leader who incites women in the valley to pelt stones at security forces. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the Supreme Court on Thursday said that the Lokpal and Lok Ayukt's Act of 2013 was a workable piece of legislation and it is not right to keep its operation pending. The court also added that there was no justification for the government to hold the Lokpal Act in abeyance. As per the Act, the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha will be a part of the Lokpal selection panel. At present, there is no leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha. The apex court had on 28th of March reserved its verdict on a batch of pleas seeking the appointment of Lokpal in the country. During that hearing, Attorney General Mukul Rohtgi had said that the Lokpal cannot be appointed in the current scenario, as amendments regarding the definition of the leader of the opposition in the Lokpal Act was pending in Parliament.
It's a welcome thing. For 3 years, this Lokpal law has been in force, and unfortunately it is not being effectuated. No Lokpal is being appointed, and the government has been making this various silly excuses, particularly the excuse that there is no leader of opposition because the Congress doesn't have enough seats, etc. Finally, the Supreme Court has rejected all these excuses.
Now, looking at the severe drought conditions in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Odisha, the central government will launch water conservation projects today. Water Resources Minister Uma Bharti will launch irrigation works in dried regions of Bundelkhand, Madhya Pradesh. Similar projects will also be launched in Maharashtra's Marathwada and Odisha's Kalahandi, Bolangir and Koraput regions as well. With these measures, the Water Ministry along with the state governments will repair, renovate and restore water bodies in these regions. Union Minister Uma Bharti said that the ministry has prepared a master plan for artificial recharge of groundwater in Bundelkhand region, portion of which falls in Uttar Pradesh as well.
हमारा एक प्रोग्राम है, उसका नाम है RRR, जिसका मतलब है कि पुरानी वाटर बॉडीज का सुधार करके ठीक करके उनको सिंचाई के योग्य बनाना। उसमें होम मिनिस्ट्री कई बार जो अफेक्टेड एरिया होते हैं, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर से अफेक्टेड, उसकी 100% ग्रांट राज्य केंद्र सरकार से हो जाती है। उसकी सूची में दे करके और उसकी शॉर्ट लिस्टिंग के लिए आई थी।
And now an update on the SYL canal issue, and the Supreme Court on Thursday said that it was not averse to talks between the Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers of Punjab and Haryana, but it reiterated that its order for the construction of Sutlej-Yamuna link canal should be implemented. Favouring the construction of a canal, the apex court said that Punjab and Haryana must come to a compromise and that allocation of water for the link canal can be decided later. Now, keeping the current scenario in mind, the Haryana and Punjab governments were also told to maintain law and order. The Attorney General said that there was a meeting between the Chief Ministers of Punjab and Haryana on 20th of April. However, details of the discussions were not given to the centre. Meanwhile, Punjab said that the execution of the court order would be difficult and has requested for another hearing in the case. Haryana also said that the possibility of any amicable settlement looks very remote. The Supreme Court had posted the matter for hearing now on 11th of July. News from the national capital, and following the Aam Aadmi Party's monumental defeat in the MCD polls, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Thursday called for an urgent meet at his residence. At the meeting, Kejriwal asked the AAP members to take an oath, promising never to leave the party. Saying that betraying the party would be equal to betraying God, he warned the newly elected municipal councillors against falling into the BJP's trap. Meanwhile, three senior leaders from his party, Ashish Talwar, Sanjay Singh and Durgesh Pathak, tendered their resignation, which has been accepted. Gopal Rai was later appointed as the party's Delhi convener after Dilip Pandey also quit the position. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party, which had 67 out of 70 seats in 2015, could only win 48 out of 272 municipal wards in this year's civic body poll.
बीजेपी वाले पूरी कोशिश करेंगे आपको तोड़ने की। एक तो ये कि अपने फोन हमेशा रिकॉर्डिंग पे ही रखना, किसी का फोन आए तो रिकॉर्ड कर लेना, अगले दिन प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके बता देंगे भाई इन्होंने ऐसे बदमाशी करने की।
आम आदमी पार्टी की बिल्कुल ऐसी हालत नहीं थी जो मीडिया में दिखाई गई, और जो सर्वे आए कि भाजपा की मोदी जी की लहर में ये जीते हैं, उस पर भी यकीन आता, क्योंकि लोग बीजेपी के पार्षद जिनकी टिकट कटी, उसने खुद अपने प्रत्याशियों को हराने के लिए एड़ी चोटी का जोर लगाया।
Well, another break in here. We'll be back with international and sports news. Thanks for staying with us. President Pranab Mukherjee conferred the 52nd Gyanpit Award on Professor Shankar Ghosh in New Delhi on Thursday. Born in 1932 in Chandpur, now in Bangladesh, Ghosh is a stalwart in modern Bengali literature and a leading authority on Rabindranath Tagore. A graduate in Bengali literature from Kolkata's Presidency College, Ghosh began his career as a teacher, first at the Calcutta University and later at Jadavpur and Vishwa Bharati University.
A professor of Bengali and an authority in his own right on the works of Rabindranath. Shankh Ghosh represents the fluid brilliance that characterizes India's multifarious literacy genius.
And India on Thursday successfully test-fired its intermediate-range ballistic missile Agni-3 from the Abdul Kalam Island off the Odisha coast. The missile lifted off from launch pad number 4 of the integrated test range located on the island at 9:12 a.m. on Thursday. The Strategic Forces Command and an especially raised missile handling unit of the Indian Army carried out the test with the logistic supports from DRDO. Agni-3 has a strike range of over 3,000 kilometers and is capable of carrying both conventional and nuclear warheads weighing up to 1.5 tons. With a length of 17 meters, the missile's diameter is 2 meters and its weight is measured around 2,200 kilograms. The missile was inducted in the armed forces in June 2011. And for more news from across the country, let's go nationwide. Out of the 80,000 crore rupees outlay for the Prime Minister's development project, the centre has released nearly 20,000 crore rupees for Jammu and Kashmir. The move came after Home Minister Rajnath Singh held high-level meet to review the security situation in the valley. Singh also reviewed the progress in the implementation of the mega package and works of various development initiatives announced for the state. The Election Commission has sought an unprecedented 74,000 paramilitary personnel from the centre for the deployment during the by-poll to the Anantnag Lok Sabha constituency on 25th of May. The EC has conveyed to the Home Ministry paramilitary forces should be put at its disposal by 12th of May. While polling in Srinagar was held on 9th of April amidst massive violence, polling for Anantnag, which was scheduled for 12th of April, was postponed till 25th of May. The Uttar Pradesh government will move the Allahabad High Court to seek the cancellation of a bail granted to former Minister Gayatri Prajapati by a special court in a rape case. The government is currently examining all relevant papers before challenging the bail order given by the special court. Prajapati and 2 of his alleged accomplices were granted a bail by a special judge in connection with the case. On to some international news now, and violent scenes were witnessed in Macedonia's parliament on Thursday over the election of the speaker. Protesters stormed into Macedonia's parliament after an ethnic Albanian was elected as speaker and they attacked the lawmakers. 10 people were injured as a brawl broke out. Witnesses saw broken glass on the floor and traces of blood in the hallways. Police fired stun grenades to disperse the protesters and allow politicians to exit the parliament building. Those injured included the Social Democrat leader Zoran Zaev, who was left with the blood pouring down his face. Politics in Macedonia has been deadlocked since an inconclusive election in December last year. Zaev has created a coalition with ethnic Albanian parties. Now, Macedonian nationalists say that Zaev's coalition with Albanian parties threatens Macedonian unity. They are demanding new elections. The president of Macedonia has now made an appeal to the nation for calm. It is noteworthy that ethnic Albanians make up around a quarter of the country's population. Let's get you some more news from across the world in World Wrap. As tensions on the Korean Peninsula continue to escalate, Russian President Vladimir Putin has called for the resumption of talks with North Korea. Speaking in Moscow, where he met a Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, he urged those involved to refrain from using belligerent rhetoric. Relations between North Korea and the US have plunged in recent weeks. China has decided to reorganize its army to build a strong and modernized new type military. According to Chinese Defense Ministry spokesperson, the move is to shift the focus of the Chinese army from quantity to quality and efficiency. 13 army groups will be formed from the previous 18. At least 7 Tehreek-e-Taliban militants were on Thursday killed in missile strikes by the US drones in Pakistan's northwest area of North Waziristan. The US pilotless aircrafts fired 2 missiles to pound the hideouts of the militants in Data Khel area of North Waziristan, a semi-autonomous tribal area located along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border. Both the hideouts were completely destroyed in the attack. And British Prime Minister Theresa May accused other 27 EU countries of lining up to oppose Britain over Brexit. A comments came after Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel said that the UK should have no illusions over the exit process, adding that a third-party state will not have the same rights or even superior rights to a member state. And finally, sports. An ace Indian shuttler PV Sindhu sailed into the quarterfinals of the Badminton Asia Championship with another comfortable victory on Thursday. The world number 3 Sindhu, who is now the lone Indian in the fray, will take on He Bing Jiao of China in the last 8 match today. The Olympic silver medalist notched up an easy 21-14, 21-15 win over unseeded Japanese Aya Ohari in the pre-quarterfinals. However, Ajay Jairam crashed out of the men's event, losing 19-21, 10-21 to Chinese Taipei's Hu Zhenhao in the second round. Saina Nehwal, HS Pranoy and the doubles pairs had earlier bowed out of the tournament on the opening day on Wednesday. Well, that's it from me and my team in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.